all of the major companies in the medtech industry across Asia Pacific. So whether you're in China or Taiwan or Singapore or Thailand, doesn't really matter where you are. If you're in Asia, APAC Med is the organization that you would want to be working with, because this is the association that represents medtech companies in their pursuit of commercialization and success. So you'll want to be part of that organization, because this gives you the opportunity to network with people who are the leaders in the industry. And they will be at the APAC Med annual meeting, which is that forum that I mentioned earlier. If you are selected to be part of our program, you will be showcased at the Asia Pacific MedTech Forum. Whether it's virtual, hybrid, or whether it's in person, you will be showcased at that event. That'll give you access to the industry, investors, and more. Now, the overall schedule that we're working on in these pitch events is here on the screen. As you can see, we have 6 pitch events coming up. This is the first stop. So we selected these companies thematically. So companies tonight are going to be in radiology, neurology, GI, and interventional. We also have some companies that are in the, let's just say kind of in the maternity space, some companies that are in that sector as well, that will be presenting this evening. And then we'll have another event in a couple of weeks on ENT and dentistry and orthopedics, then chronic disease, and so on, as you see here on the rest of the schedule. So we will be selecting different companies for the different events thematically. Now, I mentioned earlier, partners. MedTech Innovator could not do this on our own. These are not just financial sponsors, which they all are, but they're also our corporate partners in terms of the mentorship in our program. So when I mentioned our virtual accelerator program, this is heavily a corporate mentorship program. And the idea is, in addition to webinars that will tell you all about the industry and about how to advance your product, we also will have corporate mentorship from each of the companies that you see here on the screen. So for example, Johnson & Johnson, Nipro, Olympus, Align, Oliver Healthcare Packaging, Siemens Healthineers, Cambridge Consultants will be mentoring companies in our program. You will have an opportunity to speak to these people on a regular basis, to get guidance from them, and really to make your products better. That's the whole point here. So it's not just about a showcase. It's not just about a competition. The intent is to take products that could be great and make sure they're great. And these are the people that are going to help you on that journey. So more about that, and you'll have a chance to meet them today. Now we have a lot of judges in addition to our corporate partners. So let me walk you through some of the people who you're going to be meeting here today on this slide. I'm not going to have them introduce themselves right now, because I'm going to introduce them during the break. The companies that are in bold are representatives from our corporate partners. So I mentioned those earlier. Again, you're going to have a chance to meet some of these during the breaks or during the pitches that are going to be coming up. So we'll have a chance to do that shortly. So these are our judges for this evening. When you go into the pitches that will be coming up, I'm going to tell you more about how that's going to work shortly. But these are the people who you're going to be meeting with this evening. Now, if you're pitching tonight, you may not meet with all of these people. You're going to meet with a subset. Every one of these judges in advance gave us their input to say, these are the companies that I would like to see pitch, with a couple exceptions. A couple exceptions are some people who wanted to participate but didn't have time to give us their preferences, so we scheduled them into a group. But almost all of them told us in advance, these are the companies I want to meet with, and you will be meeting with people who said, I would like to meet with you. So you will not be meeting with everybody on the slide. You'll be meeting with just the people who said they were interested in meeting with you. Now, why that's important is that you're going to be pitching people who are highly engaged and are interested in what you're doing. So I highly encourage you to ask them questions. Now, as I mentioned, our judges are not going to have a chance to meet with all of you. There's only 4 sessions and 10 companies pitching tonight. So we wanted to make sure that all judges had a chance to get a little preview of every single one of the companies. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a lightning round, 10 minutes in length, where each company is going to give a 1-minute pitch. That's not easy to do, to tell your entire story in 1 minute. What we want you to do in this 1 minute for all the companies, and I know you've been preparing and practicing your 1-minute pitches, you're going to have 1 slide, 1 minute. I'll advance the slides for you, and there's going to be a little countdown clock in the corner. So we want to make sure you watch that countdown clock. When it gets to 0, we want you to wrap up. We probably won't hook you and pull you off the stage if you go over 1 minute. But if you keep going for too long, eventually I'm going to have to interrupt you because we need to stay on time. It's very important. So you're going to give your 1-minute pitch. Please start off by introducing yourself and telling us what company you're with and where you're from. So it gives us a little bit of context for the person who's listening. You can even tell us very briefly about yourself. Hi, I'm Paul Grand. I'm the CEO of Medtech Innovator. You know, my background is as a venture capitalist. And then you give your 1 minute, something like that. So we're going to go through each of the companies. You can see the 10 companies here on the screen. We're going to go alphabetical in order. So the first company up is going to be Active Needle. And what I'd like you to do, if you're the presenter, unmute yourself. We're going to have you speaking. And while you're speaking, we're going to have your slide. Watch the countdown clock, which will be on the screen. Make sure you wrap up by the time we're finished. So first up, again, we have Active Needle. And we have Dr. Mohammed, who's going to be giving the 1 minute. So Dr. Mohammed, if you want to take it away, I will start your countdown.
Good morning. My name is Mohammed Sadiq. I'm the technical...
Sorry, keep going.
My name is Mohammed Sadiq. I'm the technical lead and co-founder of Active Needle Technology Limited. We are a UK-based medical device startup. Needles are an essential part of medical procedures, but needle placement errors due to poor visibility and deflection of needle have serious consequences. Up to 20% cancer biopsies are repeated, which add more cost and time to the treatments. In the worst case, needle misplacement can cause paralysis or even death. Active Needle has developed an innovative platform, ultrasonic technology that induces microscopic vibrations in needles, making them more visible on ultrasound imaging while reducing needle deflection. Led by an experienced Medtech team, Active Needle's primary offering is an ultrasonic biopsy needle, which is awaiting regulatory clearance in the EU. Active Needle has also developed prototypes for other potential applications, including anesthesia, radiotherapy, and medical tattooing. We are seeking business support and £3 million to commercialize the biopsy needle and scale up product development activities.
Thank you very much. Super intelligent and interesting technology. Can't wait to learn more. All right. So next up, we have IKONIST. You'll pronounce it for me. And presenting for the company is Ashwin. So Ashwin, if you could unmute.
Hi, this is Ashwin. I'm co-founder and CEO of IKONIST. At IKONIST, we provide AI-accelerated medical imaging for faster and affordable scanning. As we know, MRI is a safe mode of diagnosis, as well as it's a golden standard of diagnosis for brain and MSK problems. Yet it is costly, slow, and inconvenient to patients. So we provide a solution called IKON Quick Scan, which provides faster MRI acquisition time by 2x to 4x, which means that a 20-minute scan will take about 10 minutes. This is a software-based solution, and it is a patent-pending solution, and it is external to the MRI. And this is a solution is clinically proven and is being deployed in hospitals and diagnostic centers in India. So we expect that this kind of solution will enable another 10 million scans to be available for countries like in India, so that an affordable and effective diagnosis is available to the people. Thank you.
Thank you. Really looking forward to hearing more about the company tonight. All right. Next up, we have DK Medtech with Yulin presenting.
Yes, this is Yulin from DK Medtech. We are a medical device startup company from China. So today I'm going to introduce a new device called Skull-in drug-coated balloon. So this device is used dedicated for arteriovenous fistula intervention. So with those combination of skull-in balloon and drug-coated balloon, so we can have important fixture like high pressure skull-in and drug coating together in one device. So this device will be able to expand the vessel evenly and try to reduce the stenosis after a long time follow-up. So this device will save the cost of medical devices and as well as for the hemodialysis patient. So that's all for my introduction. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Great job with your time. Appreciate it. Looking forward to hearing more. All right, next up, we have Endo Photonics with Peter presenting.
Good morning. Glad to be here. My name is Peter Cheng. I'm the CEO of Endo Photonics, a homegrown startup in Singapore. And here's my pitch. Endo photonics is about delivering a real-time AI-powered support tool to help clinicians to identify if patients are of a high risk of having or developing gastric cancer. Driven by an objective AI algorithm, Spectra MDX provides real-time audio and visual feedback to the endoscopist when he contacts a suspicious lesion with our Raman probe. Clinically tested sensitivity and specificity of our device is above 85%. We will be achieving our HSA and C certification this year and move on to begin our clinical trial for NMPA next year. We seek to strategic partners or investors that will join us in our journey in the next phase, where it will be an exciting time to drive adoption, sales, commercialization, and scaling up our operations, as well as indication for our new innovation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. Very good to have you here. Thank you very much. All right. So next up, we have Easy MRI, and representing Easy MRI is Yan Hao.
Hi, I'm Yan Hao, the team lead for Easy MRI. So with the conventional MRI being bulky, stationary, expensive, and having a high power consumption, many other countries are deprived of that opportunity to use them for their patients. So introducing Easy MRI, it aims to offer affordable point-of-care MRI scans, and unlike conventional MRI, it has a smaller footprint, provides on-site in-time imaging, and it will be lighter, easier to operate, and less expensive. With that, it can now be fitted in compact spaces, moving platforms, and even be used in less accessible areas. In essence, we aim to be the game changer in this industry, and our vision is to change life for the better. If you have the same passion and believe in what we do, we welcome you to speak with us. And with that, I conclude my pitch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great to have you here. Looking forward to hearing more about Easy MRI. Okay, next up we have LifeTrack Medical Systems. So you want to go ahead and start the presentation, Carl.
Thanks, Paul. Good evening. My name is Carl Nicholas Ng. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of LifeTrack Medical Systems. LifeTrack is a health technology company that was founded in the Philippines and now headquartered in Singapore. We have customers in 12 countries across Asia, North America, Europe, and Africa using Lifesys, our next generation radiology solution. Our goal is to help increase affordable access to medical imaging around the world, particularly in emerging markets where 5 billion people can't even get a basic X-ray according to the World Health Organization. Lifesys, as you can see in the slide, was designed with a unique architecture that supports hybrid cloud deployment models, allowing healthcare providers to scale their medical imaging operations at the fraction of the cost of legacy radiology software, and also allowing radiologists to reach and diagnose more patients efficiently. Since we launched Lifesys in 2016, we've helped our customers diagnose over 2 million patient studies around the world, and we're continuing to expand our work with healthcare partners globally.
Very good. Super exciting technology. Looking forward to hearing more. All right. Next up, we have Plus Advanced Technologies, Udit presenting.
Hi, I am Udit from Plus from India. Over 650,000 newborns die of birth asphyxia every year, the second largest cause of newborn deaths. 90% of these deaths are in developing countries and amongst deliveries done in low-resource settings. Therapeutic hypothermia, that is controlled cooling of babies at around 33 degrees Celsius, is the only clinically proven method to treat asphyxiated babies. However, devices available for treatment cost more than $25,000 US and are unaffordable by healthcare centers in low-income regions. As an alternative, doctors used ice packs, which are uncontrolled and inflict more damage on babies. Miracradle made cooling simpler, efficient, and 10 times more affordable. Based on the advanced phase change material technology, the device is safe, clinically validated, CE approved, non-electric, and reusable. We strongly believe that every child has a right to live.
Very good. Looking forward to hearing more about the Miracradle. Okay, next up we have Prometheus with Hyunjin presenting.
Hello everyone, I'm Hyunjin Bae, co-founder and CEO at Prometheus, the next generation AI startup based in South Korea. Our aim is to provide robust and safe AI solutions in the field of medical imaging. We are developing and providing three kinds of solutions, such as medical image reconstruction, medical image diagnosis, and medical image generation. Compared to our competitors, we use unsupervised AI technology, which can learn the distribution of data itself and provide more robust results in medical imaging. There are three benefits by adopting our solutions as follows. First, reducing risk to patients and increasing hospital revenue through fast and accurate reconstruction. Second, achieving diagnostic accuracy and safety with the advanced AI technology. Last, advancing medical AI with multi-center, multinational, high-quality synthetic data. And thank you, and please ask me any question in the pitching session.
Thank you. Looking forward to hearing more about Prometheus. All right, next up, we have Synapsica with Meenakshi presenting.
Hi, I'm Meenakshi. I'm the CEO at Synapsica. We are based out of India. At Synapsica, we're building a cloud marketplace for on-demand radiology services for imaging centers. In the marketplace, we help with automation of both clinical and back office workflow of radiology reporting process. We use AI for computer-assisted diagnosis in reading medical images, and then we overlay a language processing model to pre-fill text reports with AI findings. Finally, we also use data analytics with AI results to automate back-office workflow on a single integrated platform. Our platform helps diagnostic centers find doctors on demand while providing tools that reduce human intervention required both by radiologists and coordinators. We solve for shortage of radiology expertise by making it searchable and reducing time required for radiology reporting. We are installed at 200 plus sites across 6 countries and are looking at accuracies between 85 to 95% across different AI applications.
Very good. Thank you very much. Looking forward to hearing more. And for our last 1-minute pitch, we have Therapy, Alexa presenting.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alexa Jones, and I'm the CEO and founder of Therapy Medical. Therapy Medical is the creator of Snuglet, the first wearable treatment for infant jaundice. Every year, over 60% of all newborn babies are diagnosed with jaundice. Though it's common, jaundice is extremely dangerous and can cause brain damage, cerebral palsy, and even death if it's not treated within the first 2 weeks of life. Currently, hospitals use outdated light therapy products to treat babies, but these products are unsatisfactory to everyone involved: moms, nurses, doctors, and of course, babies. Our product, Snuglet, is a modern solution to infant jaundice treatment that prioritizes both effective treatment and allows for maternal-infant bonding during the first 2 weeks of life. With Snuglet, baby is wrapped in a 360-degree baby swaddle with embedded LED light technology built inside of it. During treatment, baby receives high-intensity phototherapy while mom is still able to breastfeed and bond with her baby. We're excited to launch our product in 2022 in the US and India. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexa. All right, looking forward to hearing more. So those are our presenting companies for today. Very excited to hear all of the detailed pitches later. So let me explain now how this is going to work. As I mentioned before, we have judges who are here to meet with you. The judges are here not only to meet you and ask you questions, but you can even ask the judges questions. I highly recommend that you ask the judges questions. They're here to give you feedback as well. So they may have ideas about how to do things differently, in addition to just asking you questions. So judges, let me walk you through very quickly how the reviewing process is going to work. So what you see here on the screen is the form that we'll be using for each round of the pitches. There's going to be 4 of these sessions with a 5-minute break in between. We'll ask you to bring up your judging form. If you have any issues with your judging form, you'll be able to come online and message Jerry in this first session. So just in this first session, Jerry will be available to answer any technical questions. If you're having problems accessing your judging form, just message him here in the chat in Zoom. The way this is going to work, judges, is for each round, you're going to fill out this form and you're going to submit it, or you're going to save it as a draft. The first thing you do is you click the name, the little radio button next to the name of the company that is presenting. So if you were in a room with DK Medical, you would just click the DK Medical button. And then right below that, it says, were you previously aware of the company? We want you to tell us, not just last week or whenever we sent you the judge packet, but prior to that, were you aware of the company, yes or no? Next, you'll see a field that says your pitch notes. You can take all the notes you want in that field. You don't have to record them somewhere else. As soon as we're done with these 4 pitch rounds, we're going to email you all of your notes and all of your comments. You'll get that instantly at the end of these 4 rounds. So please take your notes in that box. No one else is going to see those notes except for you. But the box after that says feedback, this will be sent anonymously to the company, will be sent to the company. This is a great opportunity, judges, to put some feedback in writing and say, for example, something like, hey, love your presentation, but your business model was very confusing. Or love your presentation, but I would have liked to have seen some of your clinical data since I know that your product is in the market and you didn't show any data. Whatever comments you want to give to the companies, this is a great opportunity to do it. You don't have to write too much feedback here, just the things that you think will be helpful for the company going forward. After that, you'll see a couple of ratings questions. The first one says, rate the innovation of the technology as transformational, incremental, or me too. Me too is something that's really just the same as everything else in the market. Incremental is better than what's on the market. And transformational is something that could really make a huge impact on patient care and outcomes and cost. The next question is overall likelihood of success. So we're just saying kind of holistically, looking at this one company on its own, how likely do you think it is to be successful? Don't compare it to the other companies. This is just for this one company. Do you think it really has a good shot at being successful? If you do, give it a higher score, like an 8 or a 9. If you think the company really doesn't have what it takes, give it a lower score. Now, we want to look at the contributing factors to success. So we have a number of questions we'd like you to just rate the companies again, 1 being weak, 5 being strong, on value to the patient. So some of these products may have a direct value to the patient, other ones may not. That's just fine. If it doesn't have a lot of direct value, you can score it lowly. We won't hurt the company in our overall evaluation. We just would like to know on a scale of 1 to 5, where does that company sit in terms of value to the patient? Technical feasibility. If the company's on the market, it's pretty technically feasible. That would be a high score. If they have a long way to go and it looks like it's pretty challenging and you're kind of skeptical, give it a lower score. Strength of the team. This isn't just the presenter who's presenting today, but we want your view on the overall team. So when they show you the team slide and they tell you who's involved, you might say, they're a little weak on the team. They're missing some people. Whatever you want to say there, give it a score. Health economics and value proposition, business model. So this is where we're asking you to say kind of on the business model, whether it's a value-based model or whether it's a consumer model, doesn't matter. We want to know how strong is that business model. Likelihood of funding, would you write a check? That's what we want to know. So that's an important thing, whether you're an investor or not, would you write a check? Do you think this thing is really likely to get funding? Next, we have 3 questions we're going to ask you that are related to the company and its progress. These are open text fields. You can write as much here as you want, but you don't have to write very much. We're just looking for highlights. Firstly, risk. What are some of your major concerns about the company? And you can specify, I'm really worried about the leadership that's in the company, for example. Or this is really interesting, but there's way too much competition. These guys are never good. They're too far behind. Execution. What's attractive about the company? What are they doing well? That's what you're going to give us. Again, little highlights. Wow, high level of need, very impressive track record, or the customer attraction looks really terrific. Whatever you want to tell us, we're going to be looking at some of these comments later together, judges. Validation, 3rd question. We want to know how well do they understand their stakeholders and how well have they validated that? Do they have customers? If they don't, who have they spoken to who should be a customer? Have they done that validation? We really want to understand that. Last open question is suggested resources. We want to know, knowing what you know about MedTech Innovator and the resources that our partners provide, what kinds of things could we add in value to this company? That's very important, because if a company is super interesting, but it's not a fit for the partners in our program and we really can't add a lot of value, we want to understand that. So we want to know what resources can the company, can we provide? Now, judges, very important question. You can, in these breakout sessions, I encourage you to ask the companies, one of the judges in the room, please ask, if you don't hear anybody else ask, startup, what do you need? What resources are you looking for from MedTech Innovator? Are they just there to win a prize? Or are they looking for some of the resources? Are they looking for market access tips and so on? What else is it that they're looking for that we can help the company with? Last question, judges, is if advanced in our diligence process, would you be interested in a follow-up call? What we're looking for there is if we move this company after today, we're going to look at the 10 companies. We're going to say, hey, those 5 were terrific. Let's move them along in our process. Now we want to reach out to some judges to do some follow-up calls and dig a little deeper. So you just want to tell us yes or no, you want to be one of those people. It doesn't mean we have to call on you, and it doesn't mean we will call on you. We might only call on 2 or 3 people for each company, and we might have 12 that say yes, they want to move ahead. So all we want to know is, would you be interested in the follow-up call? And no one will know that except for us. Additional comments, if there's anything you missed, put it there. Lastly, you'll see these 2 buttons, Save Draft and Submit. If you're finished, judges, during the break or at some point during the pitch, filling out your comments and everything, hit Submit. If you're not done, hit Save Draft. That will save the draft in the little corner up in the screen. You'll see a little number. If you hit Save Draft, it will go up in the corner. First, it'll ask you to name it, which you can just leave as default. Go up in the corner and you'll see a little 1 up here if this is the first time you've saved the draft, or 2 and so on. You then click on that number later. It'll expand the draft and you can go back, finish it, and hit Submit. Do not close your browser. Do not quit your browser because it's being locally cached in your browser. So if you were to quit your browser and not submit them, they're lost forever. So that's how the judging is going to work. Now, we do have a live stream happening right now on YouTube. There are people watching this. You've had a chance to see the pitch companies. I'm very glad you had a chance to see them. But unfortunately for you, the rest of the session is closed. It's just for our judges and our startups. It's going to happen in breakout rooms, and we can't share those with you. So I want to thank everyone who's been on the live stream. Thank you very much for being here. Please subscribe to the feed on our website at medtechinnovator.org/live or MedTech Innovator Asia Pacific, medtechinnovator.asia if you go to that URL. Either way, if you subscribe, we'll give you notifications about our upcoming events. But thank you